Hey guys, it's Carrie and it's June 22nd, 2018, the day after the summer solstice, and I want to give an update on how I'm feeling. I keep getting from my higher self urgent messages to talk about Ascension. I've tried to make videos about other topics in the last 2 days, and I get so frustrated in the process because I'm dealing with Ascension symptoms at the same time, and finally I just say, okay, fuck it, let's talk about Ascension. Okay, so this is strong. This is a strong portal. This summer solstice, like I said in my last video, I've been in this process consciously. I've been in this process forever, so have you. And I volunteered to incarnate here to help raise the frequency of the earth, just like many other light workers and light warriors have. But I woke up consciously to that fact, to that mission in 2007. I want to say 2007. So that's over a decade. And you know, it's like you start to think sometimes like you're immune to these portals. I mean, it's a really, really foolish thought, but I just think to myself, my God, like how much more could there be? Like, how much longer could this process take? And the reason is why. Let's get to that, because I saw another video, like I didn't watch it, but I saw the thumbnail and the lady was like, why I don't follow the event anymore. Okay, I didn't watch the video, but my first inclination was, I was thinking she probably doesn't follow Ascension anymore. Well, skip that, I don't want to speak for anybody, but here's the thing. A lot of people, they do give up. They do say, I mean, they can't really give up, they're still here, but they do say, oh yeah, you know, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, not only is it going to happen, but it is happening in the now. It is happening right now. Like right now, we are in a portal known as the summer solstice gateway. Okay, which was like, usually with a portal, I've mentioned this in other videos, like 3 days before the actual date, there's a buildup. Okay, so the energies start to build. And those who are sensitive like me, like I can feel those energies sometimes a week in advance, like 7 days out, because I'm extra sensitive. And I also believe I'm one of those people who are on the front lines of this process, meaning there's a certain group, a small group of beings who have signed up to take on the brunt, the really nasty, the darkest, most negative energies, because we know that we're strong enough. We know our soul, and our soul is very advanced, very experienced, and can take on those energies and transmute them into love and light. Okay, it's an alchemical process. These aren't just theories, by the way. This is real life. This is how energy works. This is how the universe works. See, we are ascending. Our planet and everyone who's eligible for ascension is now ascending to the 5th dimension rapidly. I mean, we're not even in, if you're watching this video, you're not even in the third dimension anymore. We're already in the upper fourth. Okay, we've already advanced to like the upper fourth. So we're on the threshold, the evolutionary threshold of ascending an entire planet with a mass group of souls to the fifth dimension. Okay? I understand that this can sound crazy and woo-woo and out there. I get that. If you knew me, I am one of the most down-to-earth people that there are. Okay, I don't like things complicated. I get so irritated when people are explaining something that could be explained so much more simple and they're not doing it, and I get so irritated with that. So what I try to do is I try to make Ascension simple, easy to understand, because it should be so easy that a child could understand it. What Ascension is really like a graduation. It's just your soul graduating to a higher level. Just like we have graduations for 6th graders and 8th graders in high school and college. We have these graduations in a human lifetime. So why wouldn't our soul also have graduations? It's eternal. It does. So but when you graduate as a soul, you graduate to higher dimensions. Okay? See, the earth was in the third, which is a really low, dense, very high contrast, meaning light and dark, battling it out, good and evil. That's the story of Earth. That's the old story. And it's been that way for eons of time. Because the Earth was trapped, this planet was trapped in the third dimensional consciousness, where those things are prevalent. However, it was collectively decided that this Earth would ascend and graduate to a higher dimension, and that it would have the opportunity to do so. So because of that, certain beings, myself included, that were already living in higher dimensions, had already ascended past times before, would actually return here, okay, by incarnating again, because you do choose your incarnation. Okay, that is a fact. If you study near-death experience books, by and large, those people that have had those death experiences and come back will tell you that, you're not a victim. You have guides. You do a life review of the current life you're living. You know immediately where you didn't meet your goals, where you didn't learn certain lessons. You remember what the objective, the game plan was, so to speak, for that current incarnation, because you plan it out before you are birthed. I know that's really hard for a lot of people to believe, but if you think about it, this magic and mystery is all around us. I mean, look at the babies being born today. All you have to do is look at a newborn baby or a little puppy, and you can see that this world is magic. The universe is magic. So it is nothing, you're on a ball, the earth, that is spinning, I don't know how many miles an hour, but we're just spinning in space. Yet I'm sitting here in what appears to be a calm afternoon, sitting in a chair. I'm on a ball that is spinning through space. Okay, you are too. So when you think about it like that, why is it any more crazy to think that you reincarnate, okay, into different bodies, that your soul is eternal, that you are sovereign, that you choose your incarnations because you are choosing certain life experiences. You pick your mom, you pick your dad. There are no victims. You pick your life circumstances. I'm not saying that bad things, you shouldn't have empathy for when suffering happens to you or other people. Because suffering is not anything to laugh at. Suffering it's something to be respected for sure, because that's how we learn, that's how we evolve, that's how we return to the light. If there was no suffering, people would have zero motivation to return to higher levels of being. So suffering is what gets people back in line and teaches them the way, okay? So you do pick your lifetimes, and I chose this lifetime that I'm in now. As Carrie Marie, a 36-year-old woman, I chose this life to help this planet ascend with her ascension process. Okay, the Earth is a female spirit. Her spirit name is Gaia, and she is an entity. The Earth is her own entity, her own being, and she has a consciousness, and she is eligible for ascension because she has been really abused throughout the years by humans. So this is happening. And these energies that come in through portals, and they're coming in all the time, but like I had said, go watch my other video about summer solstice madness. That'll maybe put a couple more pieces into play for you. But the portal dates, like we just had, the summer solstice that we're in now, higher dispensations, higher doses of energy from source, okay, from the galactic core that we are now in. Our planet got into that area of space known as the galactic core December 21st, 2012. That date where people are like, it's going to be the end of the world, and then other people are like, oh, see, nothing happened, it was all conspiracy theory. Okay, that date was highly, highly significant. It's just that it's not something you could see with your eye, but it was felt among the sensitives, among the people who are in touch with their higher self, connected to source, and are getting true knowledge, okay, true knowing from their internal guidance system. We know what happened. What happened was the Earth finally moved into that area of the universe known as the galactic core, where it could then, for some reason, that area of space is loaded with the potential for ascension and spontaneous evolution. The energies that are able to now bathe Earth have not been on Earth ever before. And I say that with, look at the hairs on my arms standing up. It is emotional for me because I love this planet and I love humans, even though I also hate them. Well, I don't hate them, but I hate the ego. I hate what the ego makes people do to each other and to animals and to nature. It's hard to experience. It's hard to feel that for me, because I was in the higher realms before I incarnated here this time in 1981, and I have memories of what that is like still in me. And so when I feel such a harshness from this place and from people and from and I can even feel people's intentions, and let me tell you, there is a lot of bad thoughts and intentions. There has been, it's changing, it's better than it's ever been here, but like there's a lot of just lower thoughts and lower frequencies and lower intentions and jealousy and fear. And so when I feel those things, it can sometimes make me sick, literally sick. Like, it's toxic to me. So I never knew what it was when I was a kid, but I would just constantly feel toxic. You know, I was always a healthy kid, but emotionally I felt toxic. I had a lot going on around me that, you know, my childhood was crazy. But again, I chose those experiences. I own them. I'm not a victim. I'm a sovereign, eternal soul. I'm a spark of God, just like you are, just like everybody is. And I chose such a heavy, dark childhood so that I could transmute that. That's some heavy work. That was a huge area that needed to be cleansed. And so I chose that early on because I knew that my spirit was strong enough to do it. And you know, I've been hated for the light that I carry. I think it's freaked people out sometimes. It's made people, because that's another thing about sometimes with an empath is a lot of times you can see through people right away. Like you just look at them and you just know their issues, you know what they're about, you know their intentions. And you know, on some level, they know that you know. They can see that. They can almost see themselves reflected because you act as a mirror. And they can almost see their issues reflected. So it can be really uncomfortable for some people to be around an empath or to be around, you know, personally, I know that a lot of people have been uncomfortable being around me. And they don't know what it is, so they'll make shit up and just, you know, this is why I don't like her, whatever. But I know what it is. Okay, I know what it is. And I'm okay with that now. I mean, I had issues with it in the past, but it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't take that personally because, like, when that happens, I just know it's my light. And they can't, you know. And it makes me appreciate so much more the people who can. The people who do love me, who can be close to me. Because I know that, you know, those are pretty good people. They're pretty pure in order to be able to accept me like that. So back to the earth, she is ascending, and we are going through a nasty little portal right now. And I call it nasty because I've been crying for 3 days off and on. I'm angry. I was angry yesterday. I was angry this morning. So I want to tell you, this is what I want you to know. If you're experiencing sudden bouts of anger or sadness this last few days, welcome to Ascension. Welcome to Ascension. We have to literally transmute these energies that are in the collective consciousness because we are all one. There's no getting around it. We are all one being in different bodies. And as long as there are still people with unprocessed fears, unresolved, you know, issues, unforgiveness, all kinds of things that are literally lower frequencies. Because in the higher realms, we can't take this shit with us. So if you're experiencing anger or you're experiencing overwhelming emotions of any kind this last few days, I just want you to know that there is a reason that is beyond your personal life. So don't feel that, you know, don't take it so personally, because what happens is it feels so personal that you start to like question everything and you accuse yourself. And the first thing trust me, I've been doing this for years, so I know what this feels like. It is so hard to separate the collective shit from your own shit. It feels so real and so personal that you will find yourself saying, just spiraling down, you know, about everything. Negative self-talk, self-blame, feelings of unworthiness. And there's just chaos in the air right now, like chaos. So I just had to deal with my homeowners association this morning, even though I'm a tenant, because they didn't like the way I didn't get the debris up out front good enough for them. And this is like the third notice they've sent. And now they want my landlord to attend a meeting, which she's not going to do. But yeah, so anyway, she agrees with me that it's just petty and ridiculous, but it feels like an attack. And that's what I want to say too. Like, you might be attacked during this portal because there's a lot of shit that gets, okay, let's get real. Let's get like real, let me give you a picture of this. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, so as these energies come onto the earth plane, they're penetrating everything. There is no thing that is matter, okay, that is solid, that is physical, that these energies are not penetrating. They're bathing everything. Think of it like water being poured on us, on the entire planet. It is touching everything. So it gets deep. It gets into your DNA, it gets into your cells, because it's evolving you at a DNA level. We're evolving into light beings. We're going from, we're carbon based. Your body right now is made out of a lot of carbon, and we will be switching to a crystalline structure, which sounds like something from a fairy tale movie. But scientifically, crystal can hold, think of how much light it can hold and reflect, and how strong that it is. So that will be our new structure. We'll have new light bodies. They will have, new features, even though they're not really new. They're just really what your actual powers are. And I guess I'm talking telepathy, bilocation, instant manifestation, teleportation, instant healing, changing your features, whatever you want. So it's a process. It's a gnarly process. And when this energy penetrates, what it does is it like bubbles all the old shit, okay, up to the surface so that it can be cleansed away. It has to come, it's deeply ingrained in there. Think about it. Humans have been programmed for eons of time to believe what they believe about who they really are and what life is. Most of it's false programming, okay? So all of that has to come up to the surface. All the people who put all their faith into financial stability, who put their faith into doctors, who believe that the USA is the greatest country on the planet, and they're so patriotic and against other countries and racism,